Why and when do we need business meetings? Okay. Uh, Take, for example, stakeholders, right? People that have a large sum of money in the business. They are independent and they do get a say in how the business operates up to a certain degree, of course. Okay. So to get those people to communicate with each other effectively and with the business, it's a great idea to sit them down face to face or in video conference, have a meeting to talk about the list in front of you here. So talk about important decisions, new announcements that the business is going to make, if there are any conflicts or if not everyone is on board with what is going on, complex problems that cannot be said on email, to simply review company or project progress. So you could have a weekly or a monthly meeting that measures progress, or even a yearly one with different stakeholders, to brainstorm and share ideas if there are, new ideas. Say you're a video game company and you're going from, hey, let's release a yearly game to now releasing a game every 2 or 3 years. These are different ideas by different stakeholders and by the business itself. So this makes it a lot better and a lot easier to understand and, you know, reduce conflicts as much as possible. And finally, to network and explore business opportunities. Sometimes in a business setting, you could meet people that you haven't seen before. Say a stakeholder meets another stakeholder that uh, he or she has never seen before. That's a great way to network and explore business ideas and opportunities, right? So that is why we need business meetings. Okay, this one's a big one because some people assume that meetings are just for wasting time, for catching a break, while reality is in a meeting, you're not really taking a break because you're still participating if it is done right. So let's talk about things to consider when conducting or attending a meeting. They can be a big waste of time if the following are done. So it is a short notice. So let's say I am an employee or I am a stakeholder and I get a message 10 minutes before the meeting starts that, hey, we're going to be having a meeting in 10 minutes. You should probably be there. I don't have time to prepare. I don't have time to do anything. They might not even tell me what the meeting is about. So I'm going in blind. I'm basically useless. I'm going to have to come up with stuff off the top of my head and it's not going to be a good time for me or for them. Just complete waste of time if it is not run properly. And we'll touch on this a little bit later on. But not run properly means no points, no minutes being taken, just overall going with the flow. That's not how you want to run it. You want to make sure everything is planned before the meeting even starts. Participants are unprepared. This goes hand in hand with giving out, the notification that an email is that a meeting is going to start on short notice. People are unprepared. The participants are not ready. They don't have their notes, the things that they want to talk about on paper, stuff like that. Participants don't pay attention or follow up. Now, this might not be your fault as the one conducting the meeting, but rather the participants. They're simply not paying attention. If you have participants on their phone, their computers, and others that are, they're physically in the room, but mentally they're somewhere else, then hey, no one is, it's a big waste of time. No one is paying attention. There's no agenda or a clear outline. Again, like we said before, you're just going with the flow. You don't have a list of what is going to be discussed in the meeting. There's no clear outline as to what we want to achieve from this meeting. It's just, hey, let's go with the flow. Yeah, what points of view are coming up as we speak? It's not a good way of conducting meetings at all. Key stakeholders are absent or are not invited. Okay, let me give you an example about this one. So, say you have 5 stakeholders and 2 managers from the business. Say out of those 5 stakeholders, 2 decide that, hey, it is not a good time. Maybe we should reschedule the Monday meeting to, say, Tuesday or Wednesday, for example. You decide, being, the company manager, you decide to go through with it anyway and not care about the 2 other stakeholders. Yeah, you might have a good and productive meeting, but those stakeholders, they are a key to the business and you can't move forward without explaining the ideas to them. Some of them might agree and you might get away with it, but what if they don't agree and now you need to get them all in a room again, and like it just opens a whole loop of problems that you don't want. So just make sure that, hey, if someone is absent or you haven't invited them, make sure you do so, or push the meeting to a later date to accommodate everybody. Finally, no minutes are taken. This goes hand in hand with having no agenda or a clear outline. Minutes here means taking notes. So as you guys know, in a business setting or any meetings in general, it is universally known that there is someone that is supposed to be writing and outlining everything down that goes on in the meeting. For example, that could be you, the person conducting the meeting, or you could have someone in advance let them know that, hey, you're going to be taking minutes of this meeting. You're going to be writing everything that is being talked about, different ideas, if there were any conflicts, different points of view, all of that should be written down. And then you have a written report of the meeting that you could give to stakeholders, keep it with yourself. It refreshes the memory and keeps everything in check. Okay, so if any of these are done, then it's probably, the meeting is probably a waste of time. Business meetings etiquette. Okay, now let's talk about how your etiquette should be when going to business meetings. Be prepared from the moment you get the notification that, hey, there's going to be a meeting on Monday at 10 a.m. Make sure that all your points are ready. If you have any slides, presentation, all that, be active. Focus on the meeting. Make sure that if you have your phone with you or a laptop, that your phone's going to be useless during a meeting, so just put it on do not disturb and put it face down. If you're on your laptop and you're presenting something, or if it's a video conference, make sure you turn off your email, or at the very least mute it so that you're not constantly being disturbed by it. Be punctual, be on point. There's nothing worse than people starting the meeting and then 10 minutes later someone joins, and then 15 minutes later someone joins and they have to repeat what they've been saying for 10-15 minutes straight because people are not punctual. So please make sure you're on time. Be active and show enthusiasm. This one is, people don't think it's as important, but it is very important to be active and show enthusiasm. It not only is it professional, but it shows that you care, and it's a great way to network as well as show that you're dedicated. Be active in the meeting, ask questions, tell people what you think. Again, enthusiasm is very important. And finally, be a good listener. I want you to be active, want you to be enthusiastic about the meeting, but at the same time, know when to just be quiet and listen to the other person. Especially if there's a conflict, try to understand the other person's point of view. Just like you want them to understand your point of view, it should go both ways to try to come to a middle ground.